Hey everybody out there, welcome back to our channel, Joshua and Elissa. I'm gonna hit you with a movie review. So we just got done watching First Man, starring Ryan Gosling, um, and a whole host of other people that I don't know their names, but they are famous people. They have been in lots of
They have been
movies.
in a lot of movies.
And pretty much an all-star cast. Basically, what this movie is, if you don't know, it's Ryan Gosling plays Neil Armstrong, and it is the depiction of the process, kind of the process of them trying to get to the moon, and then
Eventually,
the moon landing itself. Um, Thoughts? Okay, so I'll say this movie was very emotional.
it was.
It was There was some things in it that were very very heart wrenching, and there were lives lost, stuff like that. It was sad in many parts. Overall, very entertaining
It was a very
movie.
good
I,
movie.
I enjoyed it very much. Um, I thought it was a pretty decent depiction of the moon landing and trying to get to the moon. Kept me enthralled from the very beginning
Yeah,
and held my attention all the way through the film. So I really enjoyed it. What do you think?
I thought it was really good. I did like it a lot.
And so we did some research on the internet, and according to the internet, this is the most accurate depiction made thus far of the lunar moon landing, the first lunar moon landing. So it was pretty factual and based on more fact than opinion. Wouldn't you say that's
Yeah,
true?
I mean, within reason. I'm sure there's a lot of things that the public just doesn't know, but
They said that there's a couple
there's
things they changed just so it would be
easier to understand.
easier to understand and stuff like that. But overall, it was a really great movie. Of course, if you don't like movies that are somber and sad, this one may not be for you because
Somber's a very good word for this.
yeah,
movie.
it was a
It's
very
just-
somber movie.
It's yeah, it's very sad. A lot of people died. A lot of people died. I mean,
Yeah, in real
so
life.
many people died trying to get us there.
Yeah. I remember in school learning about the space chimp when they sent the chimp into space, or maybe it was a dog. Was it a dog?
I think it was a chimp. I don't know.
I think it was a
I
chimp,
don't know.
and he returned. He went all the way up, but that was
Was he
just
okay?
that. Yeah, yeah, but that was just he just went up into our orbit.
Oh, he didn't go very far.
No, he didn't go very far. He just went up into our orbit, came back, landed, and what we learned in school was that he was fine. So
Hopefully it was fine.
that led to thinking that, well, maybe a man could go into space because we didn't even know at that time if we could go into space. And I mean at the time that they sent the space ship. Not at the time I was in school. We had already been to the
He's
moon.
not that old.
Yeah, I'm not that old. I was born in '81, so we had already been to the
there,
moon.
done
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And so, but no, it was a really great film. It was a very somber film. Just a good, wholesome movie. I would say.
Yeah.
But it was very sad in parts. It was very, very, very sad. Um, a lot of the story of Neil Armstrong's life you get, and and I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed it. It really held my attention and kept me into the movie. So, um, big thumbs up. I do recommend, if you haven't seen First Man yet, you might want to check it out. Really great. The effects, visually stunning. Um,
It's another very spinny movie, though.
very spinning. Yeah.
Yeah, so be prepared for that.
But it was, aside from the sad parts of the movie, it was just fun.
Yeah.
I think it was a fun movie. So it was a neat little fun movie.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Something that I was reading a while back to make it even more sad was that the astronauts could not get any insurance company to carry a life insurance policy for them because the likelihood of them dying was way too high.
yeah,
So they actually took a whole bunch of pictures and autographed them, gave them to their families on the off chance that they did die.
yeah.
That way the families could sell those off because they would be worth a lot of money.
Well, and it's
Their
still, I
wives
mean,
would be,
I would say still
okay.
to this day, it's a dangerous job.
well, yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
even back
anything
in
can happen.
the 90s, you know, I mean, the Friendship, when it went up, I mean, it got up off the ground and then exploded. And everybody aboard died.
Yeah.
That was just horrific. Horrible, horrible moment in our history. You know, but we did land on the moon. They did come back.
They came back.
I mean, you already know that because Buzz Aldrin's, you know, still alive. Neil Armstrong's no longer with us. May he rest in peace. But he did come back, and I didn't realize that when they came back from their moon landing, from the trip, whatever you want to call it. I actually didn't realize that they quarantined them.
Yeah. Well,
And all that
They
stuff.
had
But
to.
well, yeah, I guess you'd want to, but
you never know what you're bringing back.
I guess I just always figured that astronauts go into space, they come home, and then they just go home, or they debrief, and then they just go home. But apparently that's not the case. Apparently they are quarantined, and I keep bumping this camera. I'm sorry. And you were saying that even today they're
I'm pretty sure they still
they're-
do that just because, I mean, it's space. You never know what's up there.
well, we don't know what's up there.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, we haven't even gotten out of our own front yard yet.
What was that I found on the internet? It's like we made it to the back of our yard and we found rocks.
Yeah, and we found rocks. We brought them back home.
Yeah.
But we're trying to get to
We're
Mars.
getting there.
Now, me and my wife have had this discussion many, 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 many times, and I'm still of the opinion. Let's say that they went to Mars and they were able to even terraform the planet and it was habitable. My ass is staying on Earth. I'm not going to move to Mars.
I'm
It's
not
not
gonna move
happening.
to Mars.
I don't want to do that. I know a lot of people would be like, wouldn't you want to see what it's like? And I have seen red dirt. I live in Oklahoma.
Red dirt. We got
I
that.
do not need
We've got
a
tornadoes.
whole planet full of red dirt
And tornadoes.
and bugs that I can't even, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure that they say they found organisms like frozen or something under the surface.
Yeah.
Didn't they say that?
I know they found fossils of like leaves and stuff.
Creeps me out. Creeps me out. Now, there's a whole host of theories on these movies that I'm just going to name. I'm not going to get into whether they're true or false because I really don't know. But there are a lot of conspiracy theories about this specific topic. One of which, the first number one conspiracy theory, is that we didn't actually land on the moon and that they filmed the moon landing in a Hollywood studio.
I've heard that one.
Yeah, I've heard that one. The other conspiracy theory is that when they were on the moon and they lost contact, that there are people out there that believe that we went up there to actually visit with aliens.
Yeah, there was like a whole alien base or something up there, and during a loss of contact or radio silence or whatever, they just cut it intentionally so that the civilians wouldn't hear.
Now, true or false, I don't know.
We weren't there.
I was watching a documentary a few months back that said that there was and showed some weird communications from the moon landing. Apparently, according to this documentary, if you believe such things, if you believe such theories and conspiracy theories, these things cannot be proven. I don't think as of yet, but they're theories. Anyway, what they were saying on this program was almost every space shuttle, every astronaut that has gone up and left Earth and has gone into space has seen a large object that looks like an alien ship orbiting our planet. And at one point, one astronaut actually, when he got back, claimed there was a whole fleet of these ships. However, another odd little little tidbit, and this is fact. There's actually a satellite that orbits our planet. Thank you. I don't know.
You know, that thing.
The big round spinny thing that we all live on, that orbits, and nobody knows what it is. Well, we know it's a satellite, I guess, but we don't know how it got there. No country has ever taken responsibility for putting it up there.
Well, I think it was Aristotle who discovered it.
Aristotle discovered
we didn't put it up
so
there.
So it was well before we ever made it even to the back of our yard.
Yeah, we weren't even on the front porch or back porch.
No, we were just like at home.
Gazing out the window.
Yeah, just like, whoa, there's the moon. But so there's that, and then there's what else? What else is there?
Have you been watching Ancient Aliens?
Yeah, well, that's I've been watching some of that, but I find that interesting. And now some people have said on their deathbeds that were involved with a lot of this stuff that. In Area 51, they actually, in Roswell, Mexico, they actually did capture an alien craft and alien remains and have now reverse engineered it. And that's why we've got a lot of the technology that we have today. Theory. Not fact, I would say.
Definitely not provable fact, anyway.
Not provable fact. Now, these are confessions, deathbed confessions from military personnel. But I'm not even going to say whether it's, true or false, because I don't know. I know a lot of countries here lately have been releasing, like, a lot of alien and UFO documents claiming that there is life out there, but we don't know. We don't know for sure. As normal, regular people, I have no idea. I can't tell you whether it's true or false. But I think some of the theories are fun. I think they're kind of neat.
Did I tell you my UFO story?
Well, hang on.
Oh, sorry.
Hang on just 1 second. When I was younger, I actually watched part of a really cool movie that was supposed to be based on a true story, where a guy actually had gotten abducted, and they found him later in the same desert, pretty much that he was abducted from. And that movie was called Fire in the Sky. If you haven't seen that, probably gonna have a hard time finding it. It didn't do very well in theaters. It's a very old film. It came out probably very early 90s. I was probably about 10, actually. I was probably about 10 years old when this movie came out, and I saw it in theaters. And you might be able to track it down on Amazon. I don't know. I think we came across it once or twice. But it's supposed to be an accurate depiction, but it had stuff in there that was like nobody could know. I don't know where they got the information unless the guy actually told him what. I guess that could be the case that the guy actually told him what he experienced and went through, but it was supposed to be based on a true story of this guy's life that he was actually abducted by aliens. But there again, nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
So anyway, UFO story.
When I was about 4 or 5, I was really little. I don't remember how old. We were at my grandma's house.
Yeah.
And my dad stepped out to smoke, and he comes back in and grabs us. And he's like, "Guys, there's a UFO." And so it's just this like bright.
And y'all was like,
orb.
"What?"
Yeah, I didn't know what a UFO was. I was like, "Okay." But there's just like this bright.
Yeah, the first time you hear that word as a kid, you're like,
"Oh."
like like I don't know about you, but like when I was a kid, you had to say flying saucer to me. Like I knew what that was, what a flying saucer was. But if you said UFO, I was like, "Fuck's a UFO?"
Yeah.
And then my mom was like, "Unidentified flying object," and I'm like a plane? And she's like, "No, a plane's identified." And I'm like,
well, technically, a flying saucer would be identified. I mean, we know it's a flying saucer. This would have been a true UFO because it was just a light. There was actually 2 of them. Like, there was one, and then another one showed up, and then it vanished.
Yeah.
And I actually thought, because, I mean, I was so little at the time, that I'd imagined it.
Mm-hmm.
That it was a dream or something. And I talked to my dad about it a few months ago. I was like, "Hey, do you remember this?
Mm-hmm.
Was this real?"
Mm-hmm.
And he says that it was absolutely real. That the reason my mom, because when I had asked my mom about it years ago, she had no idea what I was talking about, which kind of reinforced the dream.
Yeah, but that could be
theory.
either selective memory or just
Not wanting to talk about it,
not
caring.
Yeah, or something.
But
you're forgive me, but your mother's kind of douchey.
Yeah.
So.
But I asked him about it. He said it was absolutely real, that it was not a dream, and the reason that she had no idea what I was talking about was because she didn't believe him and wouldn't go outside.
So that's what I thought was more.
Yeah, she's like, "You're being an idiot. There's nothing out there. I'm not gonna go look."
Yeah.
And I remember me and my older sister standing out on the porch watching him for quite a while, but my older sister doesn't remember it.
Well, you know, they say...
But I remember it, like, just plain as day.
They say in New Mexico that you can look up at the sky and they see lights that
There's a
can
lot of
only be
activity
explained as UFOs. I don't know. There's people out there that claim they have seen UFOs up close and personal. But what I'm saying, I'm not saying that it's not true.
No.
I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that it's true. I'm just saying I've never seen one. So I don't know. You know, alien life from another planet to me is kind of far-fetched, I think, for me. But you know, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not an astronomer. I'm not an expert in anything, so I can't say. And I've never seen one. I've never had a close encounter, except a close encounter of the third kind when I watched the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Another really great film with Richard Dreyfuss. So, if you guys haven't seen that, you need to watch that movie because that's one of like Spielberg's best movies ever. I didn't like E.T. though. E.T. was stupid. So, and that came out when I was real little, and I never liked it. She loved it. I hated it. So.
I did not like it until I was older.
Yeah, that was depressing.
It was super depressing.
Depressing as hell, and it's like that's a kids movie.
When I first saw it when I was really, really little, it actually kind of scared me. But then I watched it again when I was like 17 because my little brother was watching it.
Yeah.
and I realized that E.T. was just freaking adorable.
The only good thing that came out of E.T. is Drew Barrymore.
She was adorable too.
That's the only
She's still
good
adorable.
thing that came out of E.T. the movie was Drew Barrymore, and I love her movies. She's incredibly funny. She works very well with Adam Sandler. Blended. If you haven't seen Blended, oh my God, you gotta check that movie out. It's hilarious, and she is epically funny in that movie. And Adam Sandler is epically funny in that movie, and it's also got Terry.
Who are you talking about?
You know, the black dude from Everybody Hates
Singing
Chris.
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews, yeah. I'm sorry, Terry. I'm sorry for memory. But yeah, Terry Crews is in it, and he is just absolutely hilarious in the movie. And I like anything he does too. So, but First Man was really good. Really enjoyed it,
Yes.
and give us, you know, if you want to, in the comments below, give us your most outrageous conspiracy theory about
or your UFO story
and UFO story.
curious about.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. But there's been a lot of controversy surrounding this, and I didn't realize, like as a kid, I didn't realize there was so much controversy surrounding this topic, and until I got a little bit older, I became an adult, and in my early 20s, I came across people in my job that really truly believed that we had never landed on the moon.
Yeah, I've
And
I think my mom actually believes that.
it's like, you know, I can't debate that with you because I wasn't alive in 1969.
Nine.
You know, I wasn't there. I don't know. So, but I know that everybody else believes we landed on the moon. So I just, you know, take the word for it. I'm sure that we did. But I don't see how that really can be fake. Now, the one thing that everybody has an issue with, okay, those that don't believe that we landed on the moon, the thing that they take issue with is the fact that from the pictures and everything and the depictions of Neil Armstrong landing on the moon, the flag apparently is waving. And their argument is there is no gravity, there is no air or wind or anything. There is no reason for that flag to be waving. But I think it still could without that a little bit, because of the fact that it's not zero gravity, it's just less
Lower
gravity.
But
So
also,
everything
from him,
falls at
sticking that in
a
the
slower,
ground.
way slower rate than it would here on Earth. And they've actually proved that.
Yeah.
So it could be that the flag was just kind of falling very, very slowly. And it appears to be waving. But I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't there. I wasn't
flapping around.
I wasn't alive. Right. But I wasn't alive in '69, so I don't know. I know that Buzz Aldrin and everybody, they claim that they went to the moon, and I tend to believe them.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we have astronauts that go into space all the time now. So I just don't see how they could have faked that.
I mean, it would have been easy to fake, but it would have been stupid to fake it. I don't see why they would have faked it.
Yeah. I don't either. Well, I do see why they would have. They would have, because we were in a space race
But still,
back then, and we wanted to be the first. And I think, you know, we claimed to be the first to land on the moon, and I don't think we were.
we were the first on the moon. We were not the first in space.
Maybe that's what it is. We weren't the first in
not
space.
The first in space.
Russia
We
was the
were
first in space.
on the moon.
Right? Russia?
Correct.
Russia was the first in
Russia was
space.
the first in space.
So anyway, if you have a mind to, or you want to, or you just want to do something fun, give us your most outrageous conspiracy theories surrounding this this topic of the moon landing. Tell us what you think and what you believe, and maybe even throw in a UFO story if you have one.
Those are always fun. I love those.
If you don't have a UFO story, hit us with a ghost story. We like those
Those
too.
are great too.
So
Ghost stories.
definitely comment below. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. As we gave this movie, First Man, 2 big thumbs up. How many stars you want to rate it out of 5?
I'm gonna say at least a 4.5. It was very
4.5.
a very
I think
somber,
is about
like,
right.
There was like, it wasn't like an action-packed, great, crazy movie. It's very calm. It's very
Yeah. Keep in mind
somber.
that it is a very somber movie. There's not a whole lot of action in it.
They don't play anything up.
No,
just-
it's really just a depiction of the struggle to get to
exciting.
the moon and then the moon landing. Excuse me. And you know, so it's not an action-packed movie, but it was
still
very
very good.
done very well. I enjoyed it thoroughly. The acting in it was superb from everyone. I mean, just top-notch acting, and really enjoyable film. So if you're looking for something like that, I definitely recommend that you check it out. We give it 4.5 stars out of 5. 2 big thumbs up for that movie. First Man. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Pick it up because it's out on Blu-ray now.
Stream
so
it, whatever.
stream
Whatever
it.
is, however you see movies.
However you do it, do your thing. Anyway, that's our review. And next movie we're going to be watching will be The Equalizer 2, finally. Yes, we're going to get into that and see what that's... I know that's been out for a while, and people are probably like, why are you reviewing that movie? That's not new. Well, none of these really are.
Not that
But
one.
guess what? We're
Haven't seen it
reviewing
yet.
them anyway. So, I've been waiting a while to see Equalizer 2. I really enjoyed the first Equalizer movie. You put Denzel Washington in a movie, I'm gonna see it.
That's true.
It could be Denzel Washington picking his teeth for 3 hours. I will see
I'm
that
not gonna
movie.
see that
I'm gonna
movie.
see it
I'm
because
not.
it's Denzel Washington.
I'm not.
I don't care. I've seen every single movie he's ever been in. I'm gonna watch it. Don't care. Love Denzel
I have better
Washington.
things to do with my life.
Huge Denzel fan. I am. So I loved the first Equalizer. We're gonna watch the Equalizer 2 and watch Denzel ninja womp someone's ass. And yeah.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna review it, tell you about it, see what we think. As always, if you want to drop us a comment, let us know what you think of these movies. We'd love to hear from you. Love hearing your feedback. And don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.
Until next time, peace.